Welcome back to the second part of the Mobo cross build. You may have seen one of my other videos with the citric acid and the project updates that I dipped a lot of the metal parts of this bike, the chain guard, the brackets, stuff like the handlebars, etc, etc. So they're done. If you want to go and have a look, there's a link at the top there for that episode. So this is basically the second part, but obviously we did some cleaning. So I'm going to start putting it back together. Once again, probably do some high speed. The tricky bits I'll probably start talking through them just so you've got an idea. But hopefully we should get this one back together. We can get on some of the other ones. I've got a really interesting build coming up, just waiting on a lot of parts to come in. That's going to be a good build. It's going to be a low rider, but I won't say much more else about it. It's just going to be a very, very special build. So without further ado, let's get this one back together. So what I've done is I've cleaned the other parts, done the ball bearings, greased them all up, so everything's sort of ready just to bolt back on rather than watching me putting ball bearings and grease in. So we'll just get on. I don't know if I mentioned before, I bought this on eBay, probably about £5, £6. So basically it's got the special lug on there for the older style locking rings. So basically you pop that in there and you can then turn it through, and it's also got, I think it's a 15 and a 16mm rough spanner on the end there for tightening them up. So yeah, that's saved me quite a lot of messing about with screwdrivers and hammers. So basically, to get the forks on, the ball bearings won't sit on the fork. So what I'm going to do is pack this with grease and then just line it with the ball bearings, and then drop the fork in from the bottom and then flip the bike back over. Quite rare. You may have heard the more astute hearing. You may have heard two ball bearings drop. One hit the back of the shed there, and one hit the floor. Found them both. So quite lucky on that respect. Just to show you, so in there, it's not very neat, but in there I've packed all the upper bearings and put grease in to stop them dropping out. Next we've got a locking nut which locks the bearing cup in, and then you've just got the top, like the space which to dress it up for the handlebars and stuff. Go. Done. So I think next we'll get the crank on. I've still got to work on the seat. Looking at the images online, The seat doesn't look, it's either got a very thin vinyl cover but no padding, or it's just a painted base, which I can't understand why they just do a hard painted base. So I've still got to strip the old bit of cloth that's on there because it doesn't look original. So we're going to have the the banana seat, the sissy bar. There should be a padded back on there as well. So, but we are missing parts, as you know. We're missing the gear lever, the derailleur, although it's got the correct rear hub with the cassette on it. We are missing the derailleur, so I'm going to have a look, see if I can maybe find something off an old racer that's got the same speed bit on there, and then some cabling. So yeah, I'll get the the crank on next. So the crank's come up well, as you saw in my citric acid video. It's a lot better than it was. It took all of the rust off near enough, so get that one on. The forks and the bar next. Once again, it took a lot of the rust off. The chrome is beyond anything you could do salvage wise, just with wire wool or anything, but as I say, it's boarded up reasonable for what I need. I think really you'd need to have everything re-chromed if you want to do anything with it. Reminds me of the old BMX handlebars with the bridge across. The grips might just be out of shot, but the grips have come up really well on that as well. So the chain, you'll notice, or you may have seen, can't see it, it's quite a way away. I've not done anything with the chain yet. I've not cleaned it, I've not changed it, I've not done anything. Based on what I can do with the gearing, I may need to change that. So if I go fixed wheel, then I need to put a single speed chain on. If I can get a 3-speed, I think it's 3-speed. 3-speed derailleur, then I'll have to check this. Well, I'll probably just buy a 3-speed chain if I can get one, just so it matches. But for now, I've left that until we're a bit further along. Got some new cable and sheaths on order. So this has the old barrel type end on it. So what I've ordered is a set of, I think there's about 25 cables, and you just cut it to length, and then the sheathing, I can save the ends because these are the bits that are difficult to get, these little end pieces, but then I've got some ribbed sheathing, so I just make my own cables up. I think what we'll do is I'll try and clear some space on the bench because I want to do a little bit more work on the wheels and tyres first, waiting on brake cables arriving. So I think what we'll do is we'll get the seat on the bench and we'll do a bit of a look at that and see what condition that's in. So this is the bike off the Mobo chopper. Looking at the cloth, I don't know if you can see in this light, but I can't tell. I think it's been recovered, but then the way it's been tucked in is pretty good. So it's not something I'd have thought that somebody had tried to DIY it, but I'm going to take it apart. I think these tabs maybe trap the material, so you lift these tabs off and then it releases the material, but you can see from inside and start to unpick it. This is what's left of, I don't know if it's mud or I think it's actually what's left of sponge material, but it's pretty nasty. So I think what we'll do is we'll cut this off and then we'll see if these tabs actually separate the seat into two parts. No going back now, I suppose. Let's see what these tabs do. So there's 3 of them, rear, middle and front. Some sort of plastic edge in there to stop it cutting the material. Front tab off. You've got this metal, this plastic frame, just sits around and stops you getting the sharp edges. Does look like there's 2 separate pieces, just stuck together with age and gunk. But that looks like that's how you trap the seat in. So you'll basically cover the top and put this lower piece on, and then push them tabs over. So I think we should be able to make a better lower piece. So I would say that has definitely been covered in the past. But it did look quite a good job, as in the neatness of going around there. That's it. So you've got this. Rancid cloth. And that's been brush painted as well. So you've got the lower pan, you'll cover, clean that up, you'll cover the top, put sponge on, cover it, tuck it over and stick it inside there, jam that on, lock down the tabs, and that makes it a nice neat finish. So it is quite a good design. I think what we'll do is I'll look for some black vinyl or something that maybe complements the orange of the Mobo, and then we'll pick back up. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I've not done much except put some bits on, but I need to source a bit of seating foam clean these up a little bit. I'll probably stick these in the acid bath to get rid of the rust off them, get some new material, and then next episode we'll come back and we should be able to finish off, get that covered and get the rest of the parts on. So I'd like to thank you for being with me. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe. If you want to comment on what I'm doing, I absolutely love that. If there's better ideas or better methods, I'm more than open to investigating those. So once again, thanks for being with me while I've been spannering, and I'll see you next time. Actually, before I sign off totally, there's just a bit of a question. So obviously, if you've watched the Riley chopper build that I'm doing, the hedge find, this is a reproduction chain guard for it. So I put it out. I've dipped it in citric to see, but obviously that cleans the rust to get rid of any oils. And then I left it outside for a couple of months, trying to make it oxidize and rust. Now I don't know if it's galvanized, but because it's welded, I don't think it is. But it just looks like virgin steel. There's a little bit of oxidation going there. But what I'm trying to do, and there where it's been welded, it's rusting a little bit, is I put the sticker on there because I didn't want to make it rusty, then try and stick a sticker over the rust because that'd lift off. But what I want to do is try and fake age that or fake rust it. So anybody who's got any ideas on how, or any tips or methods they use for making a piece of metal rusty, I'm happy to do that. I mean, I've seen that maybe, is it hydrochloric acid, battery acid, but I don't want to destroy that decal sticker if I can too much. So hit me up with some comments, let me know how you guys do it or what method you think would be best, and we'll throw that in the video. Okay, see you next time.